Hi and welcome to the last reading of chapter 2 in the book Orgasmic Blueprint for individuals, couples and intimate professionals about pleasure, desire and consent. And we have been going through quite some material if you have been going through all the readings, and today I'm reading about the apex, the so-called pinnacle in the entire system that makes all the difference to the wheel of consent, because it has this 0 point of love and care where literally interpersonal connection is possible. And that was very precious to me to integrate that in the system when I created that and restructure it in a way that is literally applicable in life. And so enough talking, let's go straight in, and I hope you have as much fun listening to the reading as I had fun when I made the book. Okay, so let's start with the apex. And again, there will be in a little bit the video to the apex and so on and so forth. Okay, so the apex of love and care, integrity, generosity, gratitude, and surrender. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I will meet you there. That's a quote from Rumi. Humans thrive when we share our gifts and purpose with the world and want others to share their gifts with the world too. This is in harmonious and mutual uplifting place, free of agenda and attachment, where winning happens for all involved. It happens within friendship, in relationship, between lovers, as a tribe, as a community. And here dwell the values of surrender, gratitude, generosity, the power of love and care, and the genuine communication of invitation. It is what we access at the space I call the apex. The pyramid form of the Somatic Consent Engagement System illustrates to attain this state of interpersonal transcendence and bliss with another person. The apex is the peak of the pyramid structure and represents the state of being where embodied when the engagement zones are fully communicated and respected. So the base represents the foundation of self-care. It encompasses what we have a right to and responsibility for, i.e. ourselves. Then we have the engagement zones are the space where agreements and permissions are made within relationships. They've map leading you into the interpersonal space, the apex. And the apex in itself is the transformative part where we transcend conditioned actions and simple rest in authentic being and interpersonal experience occurs. So here's the little, can you see that? I need to go a little bit in the shadow. The apex, the top of the pyramid. All right. So you find the video in the description of the video as well in the, you find it here in the video as well in the video description. All right, let's go deeper. If we look at the engagement zones from above, we see that the two lines crossing each other to show permission and agreement have a point in the middle at which they meet. This is the apex in 2D. In 3D, we see this structure as a four-sided pyramid, with the point of meeting being the apex on top. And this is where interpersonal action happens and where both people can be in action for both, whether that's between lovers, family members, or friends. Here we go. Sorry, something flipped off. I need to cut that out. Apologies. So here our personal identification, shadow, survival strategies, and defense mechanisms are transcendent. Happens, it is a place of engagement where both people get what they want and both win. I hope there is still audio. Yes, all here. It's an agenda-less encounter where both are having a good time and being good to each other through goalless play. We relate at the apex with a combination of integrity in our action, generosity while giving a gift, gratitude when receiving, and surrender to their action. So the integrity comes by in your action, acknowledging when there is something that we want to do and not pretending to be doing it for others or for them. Alignment of your desires, words and actions, awareness whether in action is either for you or for somebody else, for them, and learning that you and others have limits. Just want to share a short story. There were people coming in the Tantra festival where I was teaching about consent and limits and boundaries, and when people say, I have no limits, I have no boundaries, you can do whatever you want, it's a red flag. Just saying that, because everybody has limits, everybody has boundaries, and they need to be in place. And I used to say, YouTube is not learning that you have a being at the apex with another person only happens when both have a solid personal base. And this translates as both knowing what their rights and responsibilities are as individuals, both understanding what the agreement are within the relationship, and both respecting the other's limits, and both being aware of their own shadows. So when you are in alignment with your desires through thoughts and action, and now if your action is for you or for them, this brings integrity to each action you make because your awareness is crystal clear. You also have a deeper understanding of other people's motives and whether their action is for you or for them. So in every action, words, encounter with whomever, wherever, whenever, you are also capable of knowing who it is for. In any relationship, there are times when we get hungry, tired, or overwhelmed, and at times we can leap into the assumption that the other has to do something for us, or that they've taken more than we want them to. So communication gets confused, misunderstandings occur, and all of a sudden the magic has gone. A lot of this has to do with conditioning and shadow survival strategy. So once you reach the apex, there will of course be times like this when you find yourself back in the shadows. And the apex is not a place of permanent enlightenment because we are all humans. So when you become aware of a shadow, it's your choice and responsibility to head back up from the basement of shadows to the engagement zones so that you can work out what it is that hasn't been asked for permission and which agreement hasn't been made. The more you practice the engagement zone, so playing the 3-minute game, the more you increase your understanding of who an action is for, sharpen your skills of engagement with others, and the more fun it will be to explore. As your awareness increases, you will know what any disappointment comes from a shadow. So then you can ask yourself, what haven't I asked for? Where couldn't I say no? And where couldn't I express my limits? Is it a gift that person is giving? Am I giving a gift here, or do I want something? Am I disappointed because I want something but I haven't asked for? So we never stop developing and discovering deeper layers of ourselves. We don't come to a final understanding but grow and learn as we go along. Through practice with another opens to these concepts, we can learn how to engage more deeply by gradually allowing ourselves to be more vulnerable when expressing our desires, even though fear of rejection might be present at first when expressing something more honestly than we used to. Often we fail to engage in asking, granting permission, and coming to agreements with others because we are afraid of the shadows in them and ourselves. But when we have the courage to do so, a great adventure in personal and spiritual growth is possible. That guides us to generosity when it is for them. So generosity is giving the other access to your body or resources, giving permission to them to do what they want to do. Giving or doing exactly what somebody else desires within your limits, while putting your own desires aside. Giving from a sense of abundance without attachment to outcome or needing or expecting anything in return. The apex represents the peak experience of interpersonal love, care, and connection where we are a gift to the other with no attachment to outcome. Just like a mother gives pure unconditional love and care without expecting anything in return. And the same state is experienced at the apex. As we come into connection with our partner, others, and the world around us from a place of embodied without agenda, full stop. In the for them dynamic, you develop generosity as you unconditionally provide from a sense of abundance without needing to expecting anything in return. So being generous in your action to the other, giving or doing exactly what somebody else desires within your limits while putting your own desires aside. You embody generosity when you give the other access to your body or resources, giving permission to them to do what they want to do. Recently, at a train station, I saw a couple of women struggling to haul a large suitcase up the stairs. "May I help you?" I asked. This question usually asks for permission for something for yourself. In this context, I was asking for permission to provide something for them. I could also have asked, "Do you need any help?" I was offering to give my gift of power from a place of care. I didn't want anything back. I didn't want to please or rescue in order to make myself feel good. I just felt an urge to offer that gift because I could. Offering and giving a gift when moving on without any attachment to the answer is a tremendous skill to have. So can you think of ways you do this in daily life when you offer and give that are truly for the other without any sense of disappointment if your offers and gifts are rejected? It's a big one for me. Gratitude when it's for them. No, when it's for you. When it's for them, that was a generosity. Gratitude when it's for you. The joy of feeling grateful for the gifts you receive from either your action or their action. Being able to fully receive develops from the for you dynamic, free of guilt or need to give anything back. So when the for you dynamic is present in your awareness, you will develop the spiritual quality of gratitude. Here you come into a space of gratefulness, receiving what it is for you, either due to someone else's action towards you or from your own action for yourself. You will no doubt develop a sense of gratefulness when you give access to someone else's body, so your action for you, or when receiving exactly the touch you asked for and needed, their action for you. Gratitude embraces being able to fully receive, and it's free of any guilt-driven urge to give back. So my biggest learning in this gratitude dynamic is finding into the joy of being grateful. Not being grateful for the other per se, but the joy of being grateful. And being in the joy of being grateful, that in itself allows me to open my heart, to give because I have, because I can. So that's was a big aha in the apex, how to find into gratitude. And if you don't know, that's the way, in my perception. Surrender when it's their action. Now I see everything is back on green. It looks like everything is working well. Excellent is written here. Good. Surrender when it's their action. So surrender is experiencing ourselves as a gift and stopping managing the outcome. Surrendering to somebody's action or to an experience within your limits. Inner trust is required when you know you have limits and can trust yourself to express them when they come up. You find it easier to let go and release control. Deep relaxation where you transcend all doing and enter into a bliss state, offering yourself to a power higher than yourself. Experiencing the gift of who you are while knowing that this gift of self is not dependent on doing something to belong. So we experience the natural state of surrender during deep relaxation when a part of the parasympathetic nervous system is engaged, and we allow ourselves to fully let go. Here in this allowing state, we transcend all doing and just are In these moments, we offer ourselves to a power higher than ourselves because we release our grip of control. In this absolute state of release, you feel immersed in pure bliss. So, surrender to their action for you. This naturally occurs as you let go. You are able to surrender to your own experience because it's exactly what you want. An example could be receiving a delicious massage, exactly where and for how long you want it, without attachment to outcome, agenda, or any other story. You know you can ask them to stop whenever you want to, due to the clarity of awareness and communication you have nurtured. So to surrender to their action for them is a different way. So this is possible because you have made a choice as to what will happen. You can let go because your limits are clear and agreed upon, and you feel safe knowing they won't be crossed. So when you make clear agreements and your partner respects your limits, you are able to enjoy their state of surrender to your action for them. For both, this type of action is also when it's your action for you. So you experience the sensation of flow and connection within your somatic sensory system via the direct and indirect route of pleasure. So the state of being found in surrender provides a neurological need for feeling safe with another in a space of effortless love and connection. In this state, we experience the gift of who we are as we are, while knowing our gift of self is not dependent on doing something to belong. It is not only a deeply enriching experience where rejuvenation occurs, but satisfies the deepest longing within, a longing to merge with others and the world around us beyond any concepts of duality. And this call to connection is oneness, is an intrinsic part of who we are. Most of us are deprived of it, suffering a kind of spiritual hunger. So if you look at somatic consent from this perspective, you can begin to see it as a structure of personal development guiding you to knowing yourself deeply in an embodied way by awakening your body's tactile sensory capacity, recognizing your desires and limits, unearth and integrate your hidden shadow survival strategies, tend to your own self-care, self-responsibility, and authenticity in expression. Learn to relax and let go by being fully yourself. Surrender to the bliss of interpersonal merging with your partner. Develop this experience of being and fully awaken to your spiritual transpersonal self, where the oneness of all things is perceived. Maybe you recognize this feeling of connection to things beyond yourself. Have you ever experienced something like this while alone? Possibly during meditation, dancing, or walking in nature. A feeling of expansion as if door opened, allowing your soul to soar. This is the state accessed at apex, in surrender with another person to all you both are, in blissful oneness. So the direct route and surrender. In order to experience the apex, we must be in tune with the direct route so that we land in our bodies, are grounded in the reality of what is happening to us in the moment, and can function in a holistic, embodied way. So if we cut off from the information coming through our sense of touch, we reduce the ability of our nervous system to relax and feel safe. We produce less oxytocin, limiting our ability to connect and bond, and we default to the indirect route. And this means we function in a disempowered way, identifying primarily with our conditioned thoughts, which leads us too easily into the realm of the shadow behaviors. That was the end of chapter 2 with the apex. Thank you for hanging in with me. Please like and subscribe. That helps the channel to grow. Please write comments and questions in the section below. I will personally answer them. And the video for the Apex is as well in the video description. When you click there, you can, at the end of the Apex video, click straight back to the reading, and then you come back here to this video. Thank you so much. I will start tomorrow reading chapter 3, and looking forward to welcoming you to the continuum of that reading. So we are nearly half the way through, and now we're talking more of how this is all applying in relationships, how this is professionally done, how can you use that in any kind of touch modalities or therapeutical coach sessions, and how you can use that for yourself to be empowered. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining, listening to my reading, and I hope you have fun and enjoy that, what is coming out of this book. All right. You can get it on Amazon as a PDF. No, you get it on Amazon as an EPUB, or you can get it as a hard copy like this one here. And there's as well a PDF and EPUB that you can get on my page. The link is as well in the video description. And there's a 50% off, so it's a special. So you pay half price, and you have the opportunity to share this EPUB and the PDF with friends, colleagues, or whoever could like or have a benefit of. All right, thank you, and love yourself. Bye.